So as you're watching this, you've probably been through the pandemic, and if you haven't been, then I'd question what you're doing on this planet, because everybody knows that a pandemic has been happening. But as this whole sort of like lockdown situation has been at play, there have been those different people, other people who've been, enjoying and having fun and doing what they're doing. And there are other people who are just like, nah, I'm not on it. I'm just sticking to staying at home, sticking to the rules. But plus, really and truly, that's just an excuse to save money. Okay, not totally, obviously. People want to be safe. But it does raise this question. Do you have fun and play, or do you just save? Like, which one takes more precedent, especially during a time like this? For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Michael Tabirade, high performance coach and mentor. And I help self-starters and ambitious professional millennials increase their productivity, enhance their performance, realize their priorities, and live their life on purpose. Now, if this is the first time you come to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as always, all the links are in the description below. Now, let's get into the video. Now, what do? Do you have fun or do you save? Well, I'm not going to give you a straight answer because by virtue of who I am, I'm a diplomat. Now, this is what I mean. The best way to really understand this is to really understand what you're about, okay? If you're about fun and play, that's cool. If you're about savings and seriousness, that's also cool. But in the same instance, doesn't mean anything. What I'm saying to you is that you have to be clear about what type of person you are. Because if you have certain ambitions and goals and visions in life, then you need to be managing expectations. So let's say, for example, you're the fun, loving, and energetic sort of person who wants to do loads of different things at different times. You should go and do those things. However, you should only do those things in accordance to your visions, your aims, and your goals. So the first thing I'd say to you is that be very clear of your aims and your goals in life. And rather than trying to throw out all these different aims, I'm thinking of monetary goals, okay? I'm thinking of monetary bound aims. So this could be, let's say, for example, for, a business, or it could be for a property, or it could be for a wedding, or it could be for a certain lifestyle that you want to adopt. It doesn't really matter as long as it matters to you. And so thinking about that, you need to apportion a set amount for saving towards these different monetary goals, but also towards your fun money, so to speak, okay? You don't have to follow any crazy rules, but as long as you know your range, stick within that range. And because you're a fun-loving person, maybe it's good to have, let's say, for example, a sibling, a parent, a partner, a friend who holds you to account when it comes to you spending your money. And that's a difficult thing for most people, especially for us Brits, okay? We don't want to talk about money or nothing else. Even though there's been a boom of all these advisors and everything else, we still don't really like talking about money. But I'm liking the movement because it means more people are recognizing different financial things and talking about it a bit more, etc., etc. So if you're the fun-loving person and you're the person who wants to have, all these different activities and stuff, maybe these are some steps for you to follow. But it starts with knowing yourself and knowing your goals, okay? And then holding yourself to account based on a range of money that you're looking to spend. Now, if you're that other person, okay, maybe introverted by nature, doesn't really want to go out, but secretly does, and just doesn't really communicate about stuff, then what I would say is stick to doing what you're doing, but you need to manage your mental health. Not every introvert doesn't want to see anyone forever. I don't believe that. We're all human. We all have elements of extroversion and introversion, so to speak. I'd also say know yourself. Understand what type of events that you want to do. Understand what type of activities you want to do. Understand, what money that looks like as well, in terms of expenditure. But I'd also say, just be a bit brave. Don't be so sort of stingy with your money where you don't do anything, because don't worry, I get it. In situations where you want to actually build and grow, you're thinking about all the things you can do in the future. And that's great. I believe in that methodology. But in the same instance, that could be when you're 60 or 50, depending on the rate that you may be going at. And if that's the case, you're missing out on exciting opportunities, memories, chances to live. I think it was my partner who was saying that, if you're going to try and do something at the age of 50, you're going to look awkward. Raving at 50 and all that kind of stuff there. I mean, Who even raves at 30 these days? Maybe I'm just in the wrong space. Okay, people do. But what I'm saying is that those people have been blessed with building what they've built, and they're able to do that now, or they just have that within them to still be doing those things. And that's perfectly fine. There's no judgment there. But what I'm saying to those people who want to stack and save, okay, be serious, just lower it a little bit. Just for your own mental health and emotional well-being, because I think you deserve it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've been saving solidly, potentially, for a very long time. And sometimes you have to have a little bit of enjoyment here and there, otherwise you'll go mad. Are you going to enjoy your millions by yourself? You may want to do that, but at the end of the day, people make the difference. You don't need people, you need people at the same time. And unfortunately, we live in a world where we either feel like we need people too much, okay, so we're so endorsed in that energy, or we feel like we don't need people at all. And it's about having balance. So if you're the outgoing person, then put in those different management controls. If you're the introverted saving person, you don't even have to be introverted, but if you're the person who's on job, who's on goals, etc., etc., carry on with that energy, but put in time to see people, experience different things, have fun, etc., etc. It's not a bad thing. And I think it's all about understanding your balance, okay? So if you're a bit more polarized to the harder work ethic or whatever it may be, as long as your goals are not compromised and you've put in sort of like measures for that stuff, then that's fine. But if you're, let's say, saving, and you've got no budget for experience, my friend, you may have a breakdown, you may have burnout, you may have all these different things that may be happening. If you're having fun, you're going to be in the same position in the next 10 years, okay? With nothing to say for it. And so it's all about understanding what that balance looks like for you. So hopefully this is giving you food for thought. And if you found this valuable, if you feel like somebody else needs to see this, share this with them. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't done already. And as always, understand, reach, and expand. Peace.